Ever caught yourself lying about why you're late? Again? Don't worry, you're not alone. Lying is practically a human pastime, whether it's avoiding awkward truths or impressing strangers. But why do we do it? Let's unravel the fascinating psychology behind why people lie and have a laugh at how relatable it all is. Number 10. The consequences of lying. For all the perceived short-term gains, lying comes with its costs. A comprehensive study by the Global Integrity Research Group found that chronic liars are 70% more likely to experience relationship breakdowns, job loss, and increased stress. Lies may keep things smooth temporarily, but they almost always lead to a reckoning. Think of it like building a house of cards. Sooner or later, one gust or truth bomb is going to bring it all crashing down. Psychologists remind us that authenticity might be hard, but it's also the only real path to genuine connection. Number 9. The lies we tell ourselves. Perhaps the biggest liar you'll ever meet is the one staring back at you in the mirror. Self-deception is a fascinating area of psychology, where we lie to ourselves to maintain comfort. Data from the Self-Perception Lab in 2024 indicates that 80% of people regularly deceive themselves about their abilities, relationships, or life choices. It's the reason why Karen thinks she's just taking a break from her singing career, even though her band broke up a decade ago. Self-deception helps people cope, providing a buffer against harsh realities, because sometimes the truth is just too real. Psychologists argue that this form of deception is a defense mechanism that shields our self-esteem from potentially damaging truths. A recent study found that people often overestimate their own skills to maintain a positive self-image, which, while comforting, can lead to overconfidence and poor decision-making. Number 8. Pathological liars. The ones who just can't stop. For some, lying is compulsive. It's not about survival or even impressing others. It's just what they do. Pathological lying is a clinical condition that baffles researchers. A breakthrough study at Stanford found that pathological liars show distinct brain activity patterns, particularly in areas related to impulse control. Their brains are wired differently, almost like their internal truth switch is permanently set to off. It's not that they enjoy deception, they just don't seem to know another way of being. Dr. Stephen Grant, a neuropsychiatrist, explains that there are notable deficiencies in the prefrontal cortex among pathological liars, impairing their ability to regulate dishonest impulses. Pathological lying is often linked to personality disorders like narcissism or borderline personality disorder, where deception becomes a coping mechanism to navigate a fractured identity. Number 7. Fear everywhere. Anxiety as a catalyst for lies. Fear of repercussions is a huge motivator for deception. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, anxiety plays a significant role in why people lie. Whether it's to avoid a parking ticket, a fight with a spouse, or the wrath of a boss, people often lie to dodge immediate threats. Dr. Helen Ross points out that lying acts as a short-term stress reliever. It's like taking an ibuprofen for the headache of consequences, effective until the truth decides to resurface. The study revealed that 65% of people admitted to lying because they were too anxious about facing the truth, particularly in relationships or professional settings. This pattern of deception is linked to an avoidance coping mechanism, where lying provides a temporary shield from uncomfortable situations. Number 6. Social media and the rise of digital deception. If lying is an art, social media is the Louvre of modern deception. Research from the Digital Behavior Institute reveals that 75% of social media users admit to enhancing their online personas. From casual selfies taken 100 times to photoshopping out that third chin, people lie to fit a virtual ideal. It's the equivalent of having a conversation while standing behind a painted backdrop of a Hawaiian beach, except you're in your messy apartment and the beach body is just strategic cropping. A recent poll found that 40% of social media users confess to using filters or editing to alter their appearance, with 25% admitting to exaggerating their accomplishments. Dr. Rachel Henson, a digital culture expert, points out that these behaviors are driven by the comparison culture fostered by social media, where everyone's feed becomes a competition for the best life. The pressure to be perfect not only encourages lies but can lead to mental health issues as users struggle to live up to their own curated, deceptive images. Number 5. The good lie. Altruistic deception. Not all lies are self-serving. In fact, a 2024 meta-analysis found that around 20% of lies are told for the benefit of others. Picture your friend showing you their atrocious new haircut. Do you crush their spirit, or do you say, "You look amazing"? Most of us opt for the latter. Psychologists suggest that pro-social lies help maintain social bonds, sparing feelings, and avoiding unnecessary conflict. It's the kind of lie that keeps dinner parties enjoyable, even if nobody really loves Aunt Mabel's famous beet salad. Number 4. Survival of the fakest. Evolutionary reasons we deceive. Our ancestors lied to survive, and it seems we haven't kicked the habit yet. Evolutionary biologists highlight that deception helped early humans secure resources, partners, and social status. A new study from Harvard points out that lying is wired into our survival instincts, even if modern lies are more about swiping right than outrunning a saber-toothed tiger. Imagine an early human bragging about the size of their last mammoth hunt. Today's version would be someone fibbing about their job title on a dating profile. Number 3. The office lies we tell. Workplace deception 101. Workplaces are a breeding ground for the white lie. Harmless, right? Tell that to Bill, who thinks he's still the office rock star. According to a survey, 45% of employees admit to lying at work, mostly to avoid conflict or cover up mistakes. These lies range from "I'm almost done with that report" to "I totally understand what blockchain is." The truth is, lying helps people avoid the dreaded awkwardness of admitting fault or ignorance. It's like putting a bandage over a paper cut that probably should have been healed with honesty instead. Number 2. To impress or distress. The ego's role in lying. Fast forward to adulthood, and you'll find that lying isn't just for kids. This year, social psychologists discovered that 60% of people lie at least once during a 10-minute conversation. Why? Ego, baby. Whether it's to look cooler than they are or to avoid judgment, many people lie to present a better version of themselves. It's like everyone wants to be the superhero of their own Marvel movie, minus the spandex. Dr. Eleanor Marks at UCLA explains that the self-presentation theory drives people to exaggerate accomplishments, sometimes transforming a good weekend into "I climbed Mount Everest twice." Number 1. The lies start in kindergarten. The early roots of deception. Everyone says children are innocent angels, but let's be real. Have you ever met a kid who didn't tell a fib? Studies show that lying starts as early as age 2, with toddlers testing boundaries. Imagine little Jimmy with cookie crumbs on his face, denying he even saw the cookie jar. Researchers from the Child Development Institute revealed that lying in childhood is actually a normal cognitive milestone. The ability to deceive signifies advancing social awareness, like a miniature Sherlock Holmes, but the opposite of solving a case. And there you have it, the twisted, hilarious, and sometimes downright awkward reasons why we lie. If you enjoyed this video, don't lie to yourself, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. After all, you wouldn't want to miss the next video, even if you pretend you're too busy. Go on, subscribe, your future self will thank you. And that's no lie.